All right, Sunday quarterback time. Yuck. Man, what a
Monday
great
yet?
weekend. It was a great weekend until kickoff. And then kickoff happened and everything went downhill. Sean, tell me about the first half. What the heck happened?
Well, Nebraska had 7 possessions, 3 interceptions, and 4 3-and-outs, and Ohio State converted 6 of 6 possessions inside the red zone, and they were nearly perfect on third downs. J.K. Dobbins ran it at will. Justin Fields did whatever he wanted, and that set the tone. When you play a team that's college football playoff caliber, and Ohio State is, you can't do what Nebraska did and expect to even not only win the game, but be in the game. And they gave Nebraska a real lesson that some of the mistakes that they got away with early in the year, you make these against an elite team, one of the top teams in college football, they're going to do what they did to Nebraska on Saturday night.
Ohio State scores on their first 6 possessions. 5 of those 6 were touchdowns. The Huskers turn it over 3 times on the night. That's 7 turnovers in 2 weeks. They got to clean that up.
Yeah, it's hard to really wrap your fingers around it because tonight it was the interceptions. It wasn't the ball security issues that maybe we had seen earlier in the year. Martinez, though, early on was getting away with making some bad throws that should have been picked, and those did get picked. And there were a couple balls that bounced that Ohio State got, especially the one in the red zone. But yeah, the Martinez, the way he played, it's just, that's probably the most disheartening thing. But I don't know if it's all just him, Andy. I think the offensive line's getting beat up front. So that kind of breaks down your play. Your receivers in tight press man covered situations, they're not winning at the line of scrimmage. So I think it's much deeper than Martinez made bad decisions. I think there were a lot of things in this game that got exposed. And I think Scott Frost didn't even want to get into it because he would have made some players probably look bad if he would have said some things up front about other positions besides Martinez.
Martinez 2 of 8 in the first half with 3 interceptions, so he actually completed more passes in the first half to Ohio State players than he did his own players. I want to ask you about kind of a big picture thing. You know, going into the week, it was all about letting it loose and letting it fly. Don't be nervous. You have nothing to lose. Did you see that tonight?
What I saw, Andy, was a team that really let the pressure get to them on this stage, and I think that's what's different about Nebraska. Over this rougher stretch this program has had, a lot of fan bases just kind of check out and don't come. Nebraska fans have still come, and I feel like this team plays with that pressure on them of just everybody wanting this so bad. And I don't think anybody expected Nebraska to win this game tonight, but I think they expected a performance that delivered some promise, a performance that maybe delivered a step forward, that, hey, you know, Ohio State's way better than Nebraska still, but man, Nebraska has closed the gap. They are taking a step forward, and this type of game did not deliver that tonight.
Scott Frost said it on last Monday where he said our guys need to be comfortable in these types of situations, these big game situations. I think that showed. I think they hit on a good point there in front of 89,000, almost 90,000 in the 371st consecutive sellout. All right, we were talking, you know, this loss was bad, no question about it, no sugarcoating. However, Adrian Martinez says this game will not define them. What will define this team?
I mean, yeah, they took the hardest test they're going to take all year on Saturday night.
And didn't do well.
They bombed
Hopefully
it.
There's a retake.
But they got 7 more tests, and, you know, 5 of those 7 are games that you would think Nebraska is going to win or has a pretty good chance to win. I mean, I look at Indiana. I look at Maryland. I look at Minnesota. I look at Purdue. I look at all those games, Northwestern. Those 5 games, I mean, none of those, after what we know now, don't look like daunting games. Obviously, Wisconsin in November is going to be a huge, huge measuring stick game later in the year in Iowa. Those are the 2 ranked opponents remaining, but there are 5 other games on the schedule that are very attainable, and I'm not saying Wisconsin and Iowa aren't. So that's the key now is keeping this team reined in, knowing that you still have 7 games remaining.
No doubt about it. Northwestern is the next game on the slate. The Wildcats will come to town to Lincoln and Memorial Stadium next Saturday, 3 o'clock kick. It's on Fox.